Hello students, welcome to the video of professional ethics. Okay, let's start with the unit number 3, remaining topic of unit number 3. So topic is code of personal ethics for employees and how to resolve an ethical problem. Okay, for the particular ethical dilemmas. So let's start with the two types of the dilemma. Okay, so what is dilemma? Confusing between the two alternatives, right? Okay, so now let's see the two types of the dilemma. Okay, an absolute or pure ethical dilemma only occurs when two ethical standards apply or more. Two or more ethical standards apply to a situations. Any situations arrive, okay, but are in conflict with each other. Conflict with each other for the two possible solutions or two possible situations, right? For example, a social worker in a rural community with limited mental health care services, okay, in consulted on a client with agoraphobia and any disorder, right, involving a fear of open and public space. The next one is, although this problem is outside of the clinician's general competence, the limited options for the treatment, okay, so coupled with the client's discomfort in being too far from home, right? So good like mean that the client might not be receive any services if a clinician decline on the basis of lack of competence, right? So two types of dilemmas, absolute or pure dilemmas. Next one is, this is the 1 mark question, what is a code of ethics, right? So definition of code of ethics is, a code of ethics is a guide of principles designed to the help of professional conduct, business honesty and with the integrity, right? One type of the code of conduct, it's called the professional code or code of ethics. Then a code of ethics documents may outline the mission and values of the business, right? Values of any business or any organization or any industry. So how to professional are supposed to approach a problem, okay? And the ethical problems based on the organization's core value, right? Values of the organization, it depends on in work, right? And the standards to which the professional is held. Next, a code of ethics also refers to as an ethical code, okay, also known as an ethical code. So may encompass areas such as a business ethics, a code of professional practices and an employee code of conduct. So what is code of ethics, right? This is the question arrived in your exam. Next question is, what is meant by code of professional ethics? So we will see already in previous slide, what do you mean by code of professional ethics or code of conduct, okay? So code of ethics and professional conduct outline the ethical principles, right, that the governs a decision and behavior at a company or any organization. What is the behavior of any organization, okay, and what is the decision of the any organization? So depends on the code of professional ethics, right? So they give the general outlines. If any industry or any organization, we give the to the employee of to give the any instruction line of the employee, right? So they give the general outlines of the employee should behave, how to behave the employee in our workplace or in the organization. So as well as specific guidance for the handling issues, right? Which type of issues, like harassment, safety and conflict of the interest. So this is the code of professional ethics, how to behave at our workplace. Next is, what is the purpose of professional code of ethics, right? So purpose of that professional ethics provides your employees with a set of guidelines they can use to make a good decision in a workplace, right? They make the good decision and the guideline of the workplace, right? Next is, it allows you to set a baseline expectation for what is socially acceptable and how a professional should approach problem, okay? Next one is code of personal ethics for employees. right? So in that, what is the code of personal ethics for the employer? So code of ethics and professional conduct outlines the ethical principles that govern a decision and behavior at a company or organization. Okay, they give the general outlines of the how employees should behave, well as the specific guidance are there, right? So for handling issues like harassment, safety and conflict of interest, so these are the issues for the handling in the ethicals matlab code of personal employees. Next, what are some examples of code of ethics? Okay, so examples: employees of Alphabet and its subsidiaries and controlled alphabets should do the right thing, follow the law, act honorably, and treat co-workers with the courtesy and respect. Okay, so no matter what job you do, okay, or where you do it, you are a Hershey, right? Some common personal ethics includes integrity, loyalty, honesty, empathy and respect, self-respect, fairness, selfness, right? These all are the personal ethics. Okay. Next, the difference between a code of ethics and a code of conduct. What is the difference between code of ethics and code of conduct? A code of ethics is a broad giving employees or members a general ideas of what type of behavior and decision are to acceptable and encouraged at the business or organization. Okay, a code of conduct is more focused. It defines how employees or any member should act in a specific situations or act in a specific any workplace. Okay. Next is how to resolve an ethical problem. This is the most important question for the our GTU exam and also our MSc exam. Okay, so let's start with the diagram and understand with the diagram. So start. Okay, start. Then what is the process of the how to resolve the ethical problem? So this process is the for the how to resolve an ethical problem. So first step is the start. Okay, then next is recognize that there is an ethical question. Okay, if any ethical question are there, then that is the recognize that is the problem. Okay, next is understand the fact of an situations. What is the fact of the particular situations, right? Then next is understand the options available. Which options are available for the particular situations? Okay, how to resolve the problem for the particular situations, right? Then next is understand the consequences of the options. Which consequences are there? Okay, which is possible or which is impossible, right? Then the test the options you plan to take. Which plan you take, right? Then test the options. This plan is correct for the particular problem. Okay, then next is explain the options you have decided on. Which options are you decided, right? Then explain the options. Okay, and decision are there in that depends on the options, right? Act on the chosen options. Okay, and then reflect of the outcomes. Which decision you make, right? Then outcome is depends on the your decision. So let's start with the each step. Understand with the each step. Okay, so step number first, recognizing there is an ethical question. Okay, so in that requires you to think about how you should act and what you should do in given situations, right? Could relate the situations and or decisions that you make which could be potentially damaging to a client or any stakeholders. Okay, could involve a choice between good and bad outcomes. For example, situations where immigration for the New Zealand would decline your client's visa application because of certain information that the client has to be disclosed to you, but of which immigration New Zealand is unaware. Okay, so in the first step, recognizing that there is an ethical question, right? In the second step, understanding the fact of the situations, right? So in that requires you to consider how you can learn more about the situations, including making the inquiries and finding the additional facts to ensure you have the best possible understanding of the situations. Okay, so this is the second step, understanding the fact of the situations. Okay, then go to the next step, understanding the options available to you, right? So require you to identify the understand each options available to you. Okay, requires you to make into the account any legislative requirements, professional standards such as the any code. Okay, then immigrations law and instructions, as this may be influence or any options. Okay, so in the step, understanding the options available to you, which options are you there, and that is the understand all the options. In the next step, understanding the consequences of the options, right? So in that requires you to work out how different parties will be affected by that your decision or each option. Okay, so this party can include the client, stakeholders within the New Zealand immigration system, for example. Okay, so your employer and other advisor. So require you to work out for the different parties. Okay, for the understanding the consequence of the any options, right? The next step is require you to ask yourself some searching questions for the example. Okay, your decision is made first of all, right? Then you ask yourself for the searching for some questions. Okay, if I am going to act in a way that is adverse to my client's interest in any way, I justified in doing so, this type of question, right? Which options will produce the most good for my client, even if it is will be upset another person or causes me discomfort or loss, right? Will this require me to act in a way that will harm someone else or go against my the person beliefs or ethics? Okay, is there is a way act that will not damage my client's interest but will reduce or prevent harm to another person or any institutions? This type of questions, right? Ask yourself. Okay, next is testing the option you plan to take. Okay, so in that requires you to consider the possible effect of all the different options, right? Requires you to reflect on the thoroughly reviews, right? Which type of reviews, the opinion that you plan to take, right? In doing so, you should ask yourself the following question. This type of question, ask yourself, am I feeling uncomfortable with what I am about to do, right? If so, why am I feeling uncomfortable about this opinion or about the any options? Okay, why am I making this decision? Would I be happy if this was done to me? Okay, so testing of your question answering, right? Next is explaining the options you have decided on and those affected and other interested parties. Okay, so require you to act in a way that your client or another parties may not like, maybe find it difficult to understand. Okay, so requires you to be able to justify your actions in a logical and straightforward manners, right? So if you cannot explain any options, then it is the more likely that you are acting on the basis of your feelings or any prejudice. Okay, next one is acting on the chosen options. Okay, so how to react our chosen option. Okay, so require you to consider how we will go about the implementing your decision. Okay, Okay, how we will implement our decision, right? So require you to actually carry through the action and you decide to take. Okay, so in that step your final decision you take, right? Then the you have the implement your decision. In the next, reflecting on the outcomes. What is the reflection of our outcomes, right? So require you to access or how your decision turn out and what to learn from these specific situations. Okay, so required to assess the any situations and how to learn from it. Okay, so to objectively evaluate what has happened and where the opinion you to work. Okay, so these all are the steps for the how to resolve an ethical problem. This question is very important. How to resolve an ethical problem? So this is these steps for the how to resolve an ethical problem, and this figure or this diagram is very important for these questions. Okay, so first of all, draw this diagram. This one. Okay, draw this diagram and explain each steps for the particular diagram. Okay, then the answer of the resolve an ethical problem. How to resolve an ethical problem? Thank you, students.